In the farthest reaches of our planet, where the golden light of dawn spills across the endless savanna and the icy winds sweep over Antarctica's stark expanse, life is governed by a single, unyielding principle: survival at any cost. Each new day is a crucible, forging the fate of every creature beneath the open sky. The first rays of sunlight signal not peace, but the beginning of a relentless contest, where hunger gnaws, thirst torments, and the shadow of death is never far behind. In these savage kingdoms, the air is thick with tension. Wildebeests thunder across the plains, their hooves drumming a frantic rhythm as they flee invisible hunters. In the tall grass, a gazelle's heart pounds as it senses the silent approach of a predator, every muscle coiled for flight. Here, a single misstep can mean oblivion. The lioness, muscles rippling, launches her attack, yet a moment's hesitation, a misjudged leap, and her quarry vanishes into the sea of grass. For the antelope, for the snow hare, for the seal, survival is a split-second decision, a dance with fate. Power is never given freely. It is seized in violent clashes, lions battling for supremacy, elephant seals colliding with thunderous force, wild stallions rearing and striking. Only the strongest, the most cunning, claim the right to lead, to mate, to survive another day. The wild is a stage for a ceaseless ballet of pursuit and evasion. Predators move with calculated patience, every step measured, every sense attuned to the faintest sign of weakness. Prey in turn are ever watchful, reading the wind, listening for the softest rustle, ready to bolt at the slightest hint of danger. Evolution has armed each species with a unique arsenal: claws that rend, teeth that pierce, camouflage that renders the hunter invisible or the hunted unseen. The octopus vanishes into the reef. The Arctic hare disappears against the snow, each adaptation a masterpiece of survival. The hunter's edge is speed, strength, or guile. The cheetah's explosive sprint, the falcon's lethal dive, the dolphin's coordinated chase, each a testament to the relentless arms race between predator and prey. The hunted, meanwhile, must be ever alert. Antelope scan the horizon, chameleons vanish into the leaves, meerkats stand sentinel, musk oxen form living fortresses, prairie dogs raise the alarm, each behavior a shield against the ever-present threat. The struggle for survival shapes the very landscape, trails worn by countless migrations, rivers crossed in desperate exodus, territories marked and defended with unwavering resolve. The fate of individuals weaves into the destiny of the herd, the pride, the pack. In this world, cooperation is as vital as conflict. Wolves synchronize their movements, lions encircle their quarry, orcas strategize beneath the waves. The power of unity can tip the scales between feast and famine. Family and kinship are lifelines. Elephant herds shield their calves, chimpanzees nurture bonds through touch, penguin parents huddle to shield their young from the cold. The strength of the group is the shield against the wild's merciless edge. The wild is alive with signals, roars that claim territory, splashes that announce a hunt, howls that summon the pack, screeches that warn of danger. Each sound is a message, a declaration, a challenge. The beauty of the wild is inseparable from its brutality. Sunsets paint the sky in fire as predators prowl below, auroras shimmer above herds bracing against the cold. Every moment is a collision of wonder and peril. Across continents and oceans, the wild teems with life, each species a thread in the intricate tapestry of existence. From the coral reefs to the rainforest canopy, every creature plays a role in the grand design. The smallest insect engineers underground cities. The blue whale glides through the abyss, krill swarm in their millions, each shaping the world in ways both subtle and profound. To truly understand this kingdom, we must look beyond the chase. The flocking of birds, the swirling of sardines, the silent flight of bats, these are the patterns that reveal the deeper laws at work, the invisible threads binding predator and prey. Survival is a daily trial by fire and frost. Desert foxes endure searing winds. Polar bears traverse melting ice, each adapting to a world that is ever-changing, often unforgiving. The engine of evolution never rests. Frogs freeze solid to survive winter. Arctic terns cross hemispheres in search of endless summer. Every adaptation is a response to the wild's relentless demands. The need to feed and avoid being food has forged astonishing weapons and strategies. Hyenas' jaws shatter bone, wolverines rip through frozen flesh, piranhas overwhelm with sheer numbers. Stealth is a weapon of its own. Owls drift soundlessly through the night. Jaguars melt into the darkness. Sharks patrol the depths unseen. Each a master of the silent approach. Venom and poison tip the scales. Snakes strike with lightning speed. Jellyfish paralyze with invisible tentacles. Scorpions wield their stingers with deadly precision. Social intelligence is a force multiplier. Wolves communicate with subtle signals. Meerkats coordinate their watch. Dolphins hunt with sonar. Each group a living network greater than the sum of its parts. Every creature is a specialist, a virtuoso of survival. The mimic octopus becomes whatever it must to evade danger. The lyrebird borrows the voices of the forest to confuse rivals and predators alike. Intelligence is a powerful tool. Elephants solve puzzles to reach water. Crows fashion tools to extract food. Orangutans build shelters. Otters wield stones as hammers. Each act a testament to the ingenuity born of necessity. Bonds of affection and loyalty run deep. Primate families embrace. Dolphins swim in perfect harmony. Wolves nurture their young. Bonobos share what they have. These connections are the glue that holds the wild together. This is a realm ruled by nature's oldest laws, where beauty and brutality are inseparable, and every heartbeat is a wager against the odds. In the savage kingdom, only those who adapt, endure, and outwit the rest will write the next chapter of life's epic story. In the remote, frozen expanse of the Southern Ocean, where the sun barely skims the horizon and the sea is a shifting mosaic of ice, a remarkable dynasty thrives. Here, beneath the shadow of towering icebergs and amidst the ever-present threat of blizzards, the killer whale, known as the Orca, reigns as the undisputed monarch of these frigid waters. Orcas in Antarctica are not lone wanderers. They are the heart of intricate societies, living in pods that are as tightly knit as any royal family. Each pod is a living lineage, a tapestry woven from generations of shared experience, knowledge, and kinship. At the center of every pod stands the matriarch, a female whose age and wisdom command respect. She is the architect of the pod's survival, her memory a living map of the shifting ice, the migratory routes of prey, and the subtle cues of the Antarctic seasons. Her leadership is not enforced by dominance, but by the trust she has earned. Younger orcas follow her lead, learning the ancient routes through labyrinthine ice fields and the subtle art of reading the ever-changing seascape. Within these pods, generations swim side by side, calves shadowing their mothers, aunts and grandmothers, absorbing the lessons of survival in a world where a single mistake can mean death. The orcas' intelligence is most vividly displayed in their hunting. Each pod develops its own unique strategies, passed down and refined through years of practice. These are not mere instincts, but learned behaviors, evidence of a culture as rich and complex as any found in the animal kingdom. Among the most astonishing of these is wave washing. When a seal is spotted atop a drifting ice floe, the pod assembles with military precision. Each member takes its place, aligning perfectly, their bodies tense with anticipation. With a synchronized dive, the orcas vanish beneath the surface, only to surge forward as one, generating a wave of immense power. The ice shudders, the seal is swept from its sanctuary, and the hunt is over in seconds. This technique demands not only strength, but a profound understanding of physics and timing. Each orca must anticipate the actions of the others, communicating through subtle cues and underwater calls. Their communication is a symphony of clicks, whistles, and pulsed calls, echoing through the icy depths. Each pod has its own dialect, a unique language that binds the family together and ensures flawless coordination. The orca's ambition does not end with seals. They are among the few predators daring enough to challenge the giants of the Southern Ocean. When a pod targets a humpback whale calf, the hunt becomes a test of endurance and strategy. The orcas work in shifts, harrying the mother and her calf, exploiting every moment of weakness. They isolate the calf, driving a wedge between it and its mother, exhausting both in a relentless pursuit that can last for hours. It is a display of patience, teamwork, and calculated risk. Such feats cement the orca's status at the apex of the Antarctic food web. No other predator in these waters can match their combination of strength, intelligence, and unity. After a successful hunt, the spoils are shared among the pod. Each member, from the youngest calf to the eldest matriarch, receives their share, a testament to the deep bonds that hold the dynasty together. Yet life in the Antarctic is not all about the hunt. Social interaction is the glue of Orca society. Playful chases, gentle touches, and synchronized swimming reinforce relationships and teach the young the skills they will need. Their language is ever present, a living thread that connects each individual to the pod. Through these sounds, they share information, express emotion, and maintain the unity that is their greatest strength. Coordination is essential, not only for hunting, but for navigating the treacherous Antarctic environment. The pod moves as one, weaving through ice fields, diving beneath pressure ridges, and surfacing in narrow leads between flows. At the heart of it all is the matriarch, her memory a living archive of survival. She knows where the ice will break, where prey will gather, and how to guide her family through the ever-changing maze of the Antarctic. In this frozen kingdom, the Orca dynasty endures, an unbroken chain of knowledge, strength, and unity, ruling the Southern Ocean with grace and power. Beneath the frigid expanse of the Southern Ocean, a world of astonishing complexity unfolds, a realm where the so-called killer whale is not a single uniform species, but a collection of distinct clans, each shaped by the relentless forces of evolution. Scientists have revealed that Antarctica's orcas are divided into at least 4 unique ecotypes, each as different from the next as wolves are from coyotes, or lions from leopards. These ecotypes are not merely variations in appearance, they are the result of generations of adaptation to the ocean's ever-changing challenges. Each ecotype is a living testament to the power of specialization. Their markings, body shapes, and even their vocalizations are tailored to their chosen prey and the environments they inhabit. Some display bold, high-contrast patterns, while others are muted, blending seamlessly with the shifting light beneath the ice. These differences run so deep that the ecotypes rarely interbreed, existing as parallel societies, each pod a self-contained world, navigating the same waters but following entirely separate destinies. This remarkable diversity is mirrored in the ocean's tapestry of life. Orcas move among vast schools of fish, weaving through forests of kelp and alongside seals, penguins, and colossal squid. Each clan's presence ripples through the ecosystem, shaping the lives of countless other creatures. The largest and most formidable of these clans is the Type A orca, the whale hunter. Towering and robust, these orcas are built for speed and power, their black and white forms slicing through the open, ice-free waters. Type A orcas are relentless predators, patrolling the vast blue in search of giant marine mammals. Their hunts are dramatic displays of teamwork and strategy as they pursue minke whales, some of the fastest swimmers in the sea, across endless miles of open water. These orcas embody the archetype of the apex predator. Their coordinated attacks and raw strength are testament to the power of cooperation in the wild. In stark contrast, the Type B orca, known as the pack ice killer whale, has evolved to thrive in a world of shifting ice and biting cold. Smaller and more agile, they navigate the labyrinth of flows and leads with effortless grace. Here, ingenuity is the key to survival. Type B orcas have mastered the wave-washing technique, working together to create surges that sweep unsuspecting seals from their icy refuges. This remarkable behavior is a direct response to the challenges of their frozen world, a living example of adaptation in action. Deeper still into the pack ice, the Type C orca reigns. The smallest of the Antarctic clans, these orcas are perfectly suited to the narrow, winding channels that thread through the densest ice. Their world is a maze of ice and shadow, where only the most agile can survive. Type C orcas have developed a keen sense for navigating these tight spaces, their bodies streamlined for precision and maneuverability. Their primary quarry is the Antarctic toothfish, a deep-water predator in its own right. Type C orcas employ unique hunting strategies, diving to great depths and using coordinated movements to flush their prey from hiding. In a display of remarkable intelligence, these orcas form V-shaped formations, herding toothfish toward the surface where escape is impossible. This tactic is a vivid demonstration of their ability to innovate and adapt to the demands of their environment. Their compact size is not a limitation, but a vital adaptation, allowing them to slip through passages that would bar their larger cousins and to exploit resources hidden deep within the ice. Yet, perhaps the most enigmatic of all is the Type D orca. Rarely glimpsed, these orcas haunt the storm-lashed sub-Antarctic waters, far from the reach of most marine life. Type D orcas are true phantoms of the deep, their lives unfolding in the remote offshore reaches where few creatures dare to roam. Their isolation has given rise to a suite of unique adaptations, setting them apart from all other clans. With a more rounded head and a tiny, almost ghostly white eye patch, they are instantly recognizable, an evolutionary response to the demands of their shadowy domain. Their vocalizations are haunting and melodic, echoing through the depths like birdsong, a dialect so distinct that it hints at a long history of isolation and independent evolution. The diet of the Type D orca remains a mystery, but evidence suggests they may hunt giant squid and other elusive denizens of the deep, forging connections with creatures rarely seen by human eyes. The existence of these diverse clans is a testament to the Southern Ocean's power to shape life in extraordinary ways. In this wild, untamed realm, the orca's story is one of endless adaptation, intricate relationships, and the enduring mystery of the sea, a reminder that beneath the ice, the dance of survival continues, as complex and beautiful as ever. As the first light of dawn spills across the endless plains, the Serengeti and Akagera awaken, a living tapestry woven from golden grass, scattered acacias, and the pulse of countless wild lives. Here, the rhythm of survival is ancient, shaped by the relentless interplay of predator and prey and the ceaseless march of migration. In these iconic landscapes, two formidable predators, lions and spotted hyenas, vie for supremacy. Their rivalry is not merely a contest of strength, but a complex dance of strategy, intelligence, and adaptation, set against the backdrop of one of the world's richest ecosystems. Lions, the undisputed monarchs of the savannah, form tightly knit prides. Each pride is a fortress of kinship, where bonds are forged through grooming, play, and the shared responsibility of survival. The lionesses, agile and disciplined, are the pride's primary hunters. Working in silent coordination, they stalk the vast herds of zebra and wildebeest that sweep across the plains, their every movement a testament to patience and precision. Among them, a lioness named Nia leads her 12-member pride with unwavering resolve. Her choices, when to hunt, where to rest, how to defend against rivals, shape the destiny of her family, especially during the lean months when prey is scarce. Opposing the lions are the spotted hyenas, often misunderstood as mere scavengers. In reality, they are cunning and resourceful hunters, thriving in the margins and shadows of the savannah. Hyena clans are matriarchal, led by powerful females who command respect and enforce order. Their society is built on a strict hierarchy where every member knows its place and cooperation is key to survival. Zawadi, a formidable matriarch, leads her clan across the grasslands. Her leadership is tested daily as she guides her kin through shifting territories, always alert to the movements of rival predators and the migration of prey. Hyenas possess jaws capable of shattering bone, allowing them to access nutrients few others can. They hunt in coordinated groups, targeting the weak or isolated, but are equally adept at seizing opportunities left behind by others. Their communication is a symphony of whoops, giggles, and growls, each sound a coded message about rank, intent, or the presence of food. This intricate language binds the clan together, especially during the chaos of a hunt or confrontation. The rivalry between lions and hyenas is a defining drama of the savannah. At carcasses they circle and posture, each testing the other's resolve. Sometimes the standoff erupts into violence. Other times a silent truce is struck, dictated by numbers and hunger. The outcome of these encounters is shaped by circumstance. A pride of lions can drive off a hyena clan, but a determined group of hyenas, emboldened by numbers, can overwhelm even a powerful lioness. In the lush Ngorongoro crater, lions often dominate, leveraging their size and unity to claim the spoils of a hunt. Hyenas linger at the edges, waiting for a chance to snatch a morsel when vigilance falters. Yet, in the open plains or dense thickets, the tables can turn. A large hyena clan, driven by hunger and led by a bold matriarch, can isolate and overpower a solitary lion, demonstrating the ever-shifting balance of power. This rivalry is more than a struggle for food. It is a vital force that shapes the ecosystem. By competing for the same resources, lions and hyenas regulate each other's numbers, preventing any one species from dominating the landscape. The savannah's complexity is revealed in the great migrations, millions of wildebeest, zebra and gazelle moving in vast columns, pursued by predators and shadowed by scavengers. These migrations are the lifeblood of the ecosystem, redistributing nutrients and sustaining countless species. The roar of a lion, echoing for miles, is both a declaration of territory and a warning, a signal that the balance of power is always in flux. At night, the whooping calls of hyenas ripple across the darkness, marking their presence and uniting the clan for the challenges ahead. Both lions and hyenas are keystones of this intricate web. Their actions ripple outward, influencing the movements of herds, the survival of calves, and the fate of every creature that calls the savannah home. Lions, as apex predators, cull the weak and the old from the herds, ensuring the health and vitality of the migrating masses. Hyenas, with their unmatched efficiency as scavengers, cleanse the land of remains, halting the spread of disease and recycling nutrients back into the soil. In this eternal contest, every hunt, every chase, and every confrontation is a thread in the grand tapestry of life, a testament to the complexity, resilience, and beauty of the Serengeti and Akagera. On the endless plains of the savannah, survival is a complex dance, one choreographed not just by strength, but by the invisible threads of fear and the calculated embrace of solitude. Here, every heartbeat is tuned to the rhythm of risk and opportunity, and every animal, from the smallest rodent to the mightiest elephant, is both hunter and hunted in a world where hesitation can mean the difference between life and death. The mere presence of apex predators, lions, hyenas, casts a long shadow across the land, creating what ecologists call a landscape of fear. This psychological terrain is as real as the grass beneath their feet, shaping the daily existence of every creature that calls the savannah home. For prey animals, fear is a constant companion. It sharpens their senses, heightens their awareness, and compels them to scan the horizon for the faintest sign of danger. This ever-present anxiety is not a flaw, but a finely tuned survival instinct, honed over millennia of evolutionary pressure. In Akagera National Park, The reintroduction of lions in 2015 sent ripples through the ecosystem. Prey species, once unchallenged, were forced to rediscover ancient behaviors, moving in tighter groups, choosing safer grazing grounds, and teaching their young the subtle art of vigilance. Each rustle in the grass, each shift in the wind, could signal a predator's approach. Animals must weigh every decision, when to feed, where to rest, how far to wander, against the ever-present risk of ambush. Across the savanna, species have evolved a dazzling array of adaptations to navigate this psychological battlefield. Some rely on camouflage, blending seamlessly into the golden grasses. Others have developed acute hearing or the ability to detect the subtlest vibrations in the earth. The topi antelope, for example, employ a sentinel system. One stands tall atop a termite mound, eyes sweeping the horizon while the rest of the herd grazes. This division of labor is a testament to the power of collective vigilance, where the safety of the group depends on the sacrifice of the few. Vervet monkeys have developed a sophisticated language of alarm calls, each tailored to a specific threat. A sharp bark signals a leopard, a guttural cough warns of an eagle, and a chattering shriek alerts the troop to a snake. This nuanced communication allows them to respond with precision, climbing higher, freezing in place, or scattering to safety. Elephants, the wise giants of the plains, depend on the memory and leadership of their matriarch. She recalls the locations of waterholes, the paths of ancient migrations, and the dangers that lurk along the way. Through low-frequency rumbles, elephants share information across great distances, warning each other of threats and guiding the herd with a silent, invisible hand. While many animals find safety in numbers, others have mastered the art of solitude. For these creatures, isolation is not loneliness, but a calculated strategy, one that demands heightened awareness, patience, and an intimate knowledge of the land. The leopard is the consummate solitary hunter, a phantom in the dappled light. Its psychology is shaped by independence. Every decision, every movement is made alone, without the reassurance of a herd or the warning calls of companions. With a coat patterned for perfect concealment, the leopard moves like a shadow, silent and unseen. It studies its prey with unblinking focus, waiting for the precise moment to strike, a masterclass in patience and precision. When the time comes, the leopard explodes into action, relying on a sudden burst of speed and the element of surprise. Its success depends on the ability to remain undetected until the very last second, a testament to the power of solitary cunning. To safeguard its prize from the ever-watchful eyes of lions and hyenas, the leopard performs a feat of remarkable strength and ingenuity, hauling its kill, sometimes heavier than itself, high into the branches of an acacia tree. Here, in its private larder, the leopard can feed in peace, far above the reach of its rivals. The savanna is a living tapestry of strategies, herds that move as one, sentinels that watch, and solitary hunters that vanish into the grass. Each approach is a response to the psychological pressures of predation, a reflection of the unique challenges faced by every species. In this world, every animal has carved out a niche, perfecting its own blend of caution, courage, and cunning. Some rely on speed, others on stealth, and still others on the collective wisdom of the group. Fear, far from being a weakness, is the engine of survival. It keeps senses razor-sharp, instincts finely tuned, and minds ever alert to the shifting patterns of threat and opportunity. It is this invisible force, woven through every glance, every footstep, every heartbeat, that maintains the delicate balance of life on the savanna, ensuring that predator and prey remain locked in an eternal, ever-evolving contest of wits and will. At the southernmost edge of the United States, where land and water blur into a shimmering expanse, lies the Everglades, a vast, living tapestry of wetlands, rivers, and marshes that forms one of the most unique aquatic ecosystems on Earth. Here, the sunrise ignites a golden mist over endless soar grass, and the horizon stretches unbroken, hinting at the wild secrets hidden within. Established as a national park in 1947 and honored as a UNESCO World Heritage Site, the Everglades is the largest tropical wilderness in the United States, a sanctuary where water is both creator and destroyer, shaping every living thing that calls this place home. Contrary to popular belief, the Everglades is not a stagnant swamp, but a slow-moving river of grass, an immense shallow sheet of water that glides southward, nourishing the land as it journeys toward the Gulf of Mexico. This gentle flow is the lifeblood of the ecosystem, sustaining a delicate balance between land and water. The landscape is a patchwork of 9 distinct habitats, each a world unto itself. Freshwater sloughs teem with fish and amphibians. Marl prairies stretch in pale green ribbons, pinelands rise above the flood, and dense mangrove forests form tangled fortresses along the coast. Each zone is shaped by the rhythm of water, and each supports a web of life uniquely adapted to thrive in this ever-changing environment. At the heart of this watery kingdom is the American alligator, a living relic from the age of dinosaurs. With armored scales and a patient, watchful gaze, the alligator is both predator and protector, its presence a testament to the resilience of life in the Everglades. Once nearly lost to relentless hunting, the alligator has rebounded, reclaiming its role as a keystone species. Its very existence shapes the landscape. By digging, by hunting, and by simply surviving, it engineers the environment for countless other creatures. As the dry season tightens its grip and water retreats, male alligators carve deep depressions, gator holes, using their powerful snouts and tails. These pools become lifelines, holding precious water when the rest of the prairie is parched. Around these oases, life gathers in a desperate congregation. Fish dart in the cool depths, turtles bask on muddy banks, and wading birds probe the shallows for food. In the harshest months, these gator holes are sanctuaries, tiny worlds where the struggle for survival plays out in miniature. Beyond the wetlands, in the drier pinelands and hardwood hammocks, another drama unfolds. Here the elusive Florida panther moves like a shadow, silent, solitary, and supremely adapted to its shrinking domain. This rare subspecies of cougar, with only a few hundred individuals remaining, is confined to the last wild corners of southern Florida. Its survival is a daily battle against habitat loss, genetic isolation, and the ever-present threat of environmental change. As the apex predator, the panther keeps the deer population in check, ensuring the health of the ecosystem. Its hunting grounds are vast, and its presence ripples through the food web, influencing everything from plant growth to the movements of smaller animals. The panther's fate is tied to the preservation of unbroken wilderness. Without these vast tracts, the delicate balance of predator and prey collapses, and the intricate web of life begins to unravel. Above the marshes, the sky comes alive with wings. The Everglades is a vital crossroads for migratory birds, a seasonal haven where over 350 species find food, shelter, and a place to rest on their epic journeys. Great blue herons stalk the shallows with deliberate grace, and hingers slip beneath the surface in search of fish. Bald eagles patrol the skies, and roseate spoonbills sweep the water with their vibrant bills, painting the wetlands with flashes of pink. The Everglades is a sanctuary for a dazzling array of life. Florida black bears roam the uplands, West Indian manatees glide through crystal-clear springs, and more than 50 species of reptiles bask in the sun, each perfectly attuned to the rhythms of water and season. Yet this watery wilderness faces mounting challenges. Rising seas threaten to drown freshwater habitats, invasive species disrupt ancient balances, and the relentless demand for water upstream can starve the Everglades of its lifeblood. Still, the intricate dance of predator and prey, of flood and drought continues, a testament to the resilience and fragility of America's greatest aquatic wilderness. Here, every creature, from the alligator that sculpts the land to the panther that haunts the shadows, is a vital thread in the living tapestry of the Everglades. Along the sun-drenched edge of the Adriatic Sea, Croatia emerges as one of Europe's most extraordinary natural sanctuaries, a land where wild beauty and rare biodiversity flourish in harmony. Over a third of Croatia's territory is safeguarded within national parks, nature reserves, and protected landscapes, forming a living mosaic of habitats that shelter countless species, some found nowhere else on the continent. The land itself is shaped by the largest karst system in Europe, a labyrinth of porous limestone carved by water into soaring peaks, deep canyons, and the iconic terraced lakes of Plitvice Lakes National Park, where turquoise waters cascade over ancient travertine barriers. These geological wonders have given rise to untouched forests and hidden valleys, where ancient lineages persist. Here the elusive olm, a blind, cave-dwelling salamander, thrives in the subterranean rivers, a living relic of the age of dinosaurs. In the primeval beech and fir forests of the Dinaric Alps, dawn reveals a world unchanged for millennia. These old-growth woodlands are home to rare species like the Ural owl and the endangered Balkan lynx, both symbols of the region's wild legacy. Among the shadows, a stable population of 200 to 250 grey wolves roam, guardians of the forest, their presence a testament to successful conservation efforts that have reversed decades of decline. As apex predators, wolves regulate the delicate balance of the ecosystem, shaping the behavior and numbers of prey species and allowing the forest to regenerate naturally. Their hunting of red deer, roe deer, and wild boar prevents overgrazing, which in turn protects the undergrowth and the myriad smaller creatures that depend on it. The result is a thriving understory, alive with rare orchids, endemic butterflies, and secretive mammals like the European pine marten and hazel dormouse, each a vital thread in the intricate web of life. Yet Croatia's wild heart beats far beyond its mountains, flowing into vast wetlands and riverine floodplains that are among the most important in Europe. The sprawling Kopaki Rit and Sava Marsh are biodiversity hotspots, their mosaic of reed beds, oxbow lakes, and flooded forests providing sanctuary for rare and endangered species. Each spring and autumn, these wetlands become a vital crossroads for millions of migratory birds, white storks, Eurasian cranes, and the rare ferruginous duck, resting and refueling on their epic journeys between continents. In these watery labyrinths, the Eurasian beaver has returned after centuries of absence, its engineering feats transforming the landscape and creating new habitats for amphibians, fish, and aquatic plants. Beaver dams slow the flow of water, filter sediments, and help buffer the effects of floods and droughts, an essential service as climate change brings new challenges to these fragile ecosystems. Above the marshes, the white-tailed eagle reigns supreme. With a wingspan exceeding 8 feet, this apex raptor is both a symbol and a sentinel of healthy wetlands, its survival closely tied to ongoing conservation efforts. Croatia's natural wonders continue beneath the surface of the Adriatic Sea, where crystalline waters reveal a world of astonishing marine diversity. Vast underwater meadows of Posidonia oceanica seagrass, one of the planet's oldest living organisms, anchor the marine ecosystem, producing oxygen, storing carbon, and providing shelter for countless species. These lush meadows are nurseries for rare and threatened marine life, from the shy noble penshell to the vibrantly colored Mediterranean rainbow wrasse. Playful pods of Atlantic bottlenose dolphins glide along the coast, while seahorses cling to swaying seagrass, and endangered loggerhead and green sea turtles navigate ancient migratory routes, each a testament to the sea's enduring vitality. From the misty forests of the Dinaric Alps to the sunlit depths of the Adriatic, Croatia's wild places are a living testament to Europe's hidden natural jewels. protected, cherished, and vital for the future of the continent's biodiversity. Across the vast expanse of our planet, from the icy reaches of the poles to the sun-baked savannas and lush jungles, the wild kingdoms have endured for millennia. Yet today, a new and relentless adversary threatens their very existence: climate change. Unlike any challenge faced before, this force is invisible, borderless, and accelerating, disrupting the intricate web of life that has evolved over countless generations. The equilibrium that once governed these ecosystems is unraveling at a pace that leaves little time for adaptation. Landscapes that were once vibrant and teeming with life are now shifting, sometimes in the span of a single generation. In Antarctica, the transformation is both dramatic and unforgiving. The ice sheets, ancient and immense, are receding, leaving penguins stranded on ever-diminishing floes. Over the past decade, the sea ice has retreated by 12%, a staggering loss that reverberates through the entire ecosystem. This is not merely the melting of ice, it is the collapse of a foundation upon which countless species depend. As the ice fragments and vanishes, the very architecture of life in these frigid waters is being dismantled. Beneath the ice, microscopic algae flourish, forming the base of the Antarctic food web. These tiny organisms are the first to feel the loss as their habitat shrinks with every passing year. With less algae, krill populations plummet. The ripple effect is immediate and severe. Penguins, seals, and orcas, all intricately linked in this chain, find their food sources dwindling. The struggle for survival intensifies as each link in the chain is weakened. Thousands of miles away, the African savanna faces its own crisis. Once a realm of abundance, it is now marked by parched earth and vanishing waterholes. Temperatures have climbed by nearly 2.7 degrees Fahrenheit in recent decades. The dry season grows longer, and the rains, when they come, are unpredictable and often insufficient. Waterholes, once lifelines for herds and predators alike, are reduced to cracked mud. Vegetation withers, leaving grazers to wander farther in search of sustenance and predators to follow ever more desperate. Scarcity breeds conflict. Lions and hyenas, ancient rivals, are forced into ever more frequent and perilous confrontations as they compete for what little remains. The balance of power shifts with every drought, and the cost is often paid in blood. The reach of climate change is not confined to one region. Across the globe, every ecosystem, be it forest, wetland, or grassland, feels the strain. The interconnectedness of life means that a disturbance in one realm can send shockwaves through another. In the Everglades, rising seas push saltwater deep into freshwater marshes. Alligators and panthers, apex predators of this watery world, find their territories shrinking as the delicate balance of fresh and salt water is upended. In the Adriatic, warming seas threaten the ancient Posidonia seagrass meadows, vital nurseries for countless marine species. Meanwhile, altered rainfall patterns jeopardize the fragile wetlands of Croatia, where even a slight imbalance can tip the scales toward collapse. For wildlife, adaptation is a matter of survival. Some species shift their ranges, seeking cooler climates or more abundant resources. Others alter their breeding cycles, hoping to synchronize with the changing seasons. But for many, the pace of change is simply too fast. The fate of these kingdoms is intertwined. The melting of polar ice influences ocean currents and weather patterns, which in turn affect rainfall and drought thousands of miles away. The health of one ecosystem is inextricably linked to the well-being of another. As polar ice diminishes, global weather becomes more erratic. Rainfall patterns shift, sometimes bringing floods, sometimes drought, always uncertainty. Wildlife must navigate this new reality, often with little warning. The loss of coastal mangroves removes a vital buffer against storms, exposing inland habitats to the full fury of the elements. The consequences ripple outward, affecting creatures great and small. Throughout history, animals have adapted to shifting climates and changing landscapes. Some develop new behaviors, others migrate, and a few evolve entirely new traits. But the current rate of change is unprecedented, outpacing the ability of most species to keep up. The struggle for survival has become a race against time. Every day the clock ticks faster, and the margin for adaptation narrows. In this new era, only the most resilient and the most adaptable will endure. The fate of the savage kingdoms now hangs in the balance, as the world they once knew is transformed before their eyes. Across continents and climates, the story of conservation is written not only in the actions of people, but in the remarkable resilience of the wild itself. In the face of mounting threats, habitat loss, climate change and poaching, nature's inhabitants are showing us what is possible when ecosystems are given a chance to heal. In landscapes once scarred by human impact, animal populations are making extraordinary comebacks. Herds of wildebeest thunder across newly restored plains, while rivers, once choked with silt, now run clear and teem with life. Akagera National Park in Rwanda stands as a beacon of hope. Here, the return of buffalo, giraffes, and rare birds like the shoebill stork signals the revival of a complex web of life. Once emptied by poaching, the park's grasslands now echo with the calls of predators and prey. The reintroduction of lions and black rhinos has restored balance, allowing the ecosystem to flourish as it once did. Each species plays a vital role. Elephants shape the land, zebras and impalas maintain the grass, and vultures keep the ecosystem clean. Their stories are testaments to the power of restoration. In Kenya's Amboseli ecosystem, the lion population has rebounded from the brink. Cubs now play in the grass, and the pride's presence helps regulate herbivore numbers, ensuring the savanna remains vibrant. The interconnectedness of these animals is profound. Lions keep herbivore populations in check, which in turn allows vegetation to recover, supporting countless other species. Far to the south, the icy waters of Antarctica are a sanctuary for orcas and penguins. Here, proposals to expand marine protected areas aim to safeguard the delicate balance of life, from the smallest krill to the apex predators. In the world's oceans, restoration efforts are reviving coral reefs and seagrass meadows, providing shelter and food for countless marine creatures. These underwater havens are critical to the health of the planet. In the Florida Everglades, the return of the elusive panther and the resurgence of wading birds are signs of a recovering ecosystem. Water now flows more freely, nourishing the land and its wild inhabitants. Across the globe, from the Amazon to the Arctic, animals are reclaiming their ancestral homes. Jaguars prowl the rainforests, macaws fill the skies, and tapirs shape the riversides. In remote mountains and vast grasslands, elusive species like the snow leopard and Saiga antelope are making quiet recoveries, while wolves return to forests, restoring ancient rhythms to the land. Rivers and wetlands, once drained and polluted, are being brought back to life. Otters and beavers return, their presence a sign of clean water and healthy habitats. The survival of these animals is not just a triumph of conservation, it is a measure of our planet's health. Each restored population, each thriving ecosystem is a promise for the future. The fate of the orca in its frozen realm, the lion on sunlit plains, and the panther in shadowed wetlands is bound to our own destiny. These creatures are not only symbols of wild beauty, they are the architects of the systems that give us clean air, fresh water, and a stable climate. Their struggles and triumphs reflect the state of our world. When they thrive, so do we. When they falter, the warning is clear. By safeguarding their habitats and restoring the wild, we are not only preserving nature's fierce beauty, we are investing in the resilience of life itself. The responsibility is shared by all who call this planet home. Through wisdom, perseverance, and a deep respect for the wild, we can ensure that the story of conservation is one of hope, renewal, and enduring life. As daylight fades and shadows stretch across the land, a new chapter in the wilderness quietly unfolds. The wild is never truly at rest, Beneath the cloak of night, a hidden world awakens. This is the domain of nocturnal predators, masters of stealth and adaptation, whose lives are woven into the darkness. In the dense forests of Eurasia, the Eurasian lynx moves like a phantom. Its tufted ears twitch at the faintest rustle, and its padded paws leave no trace on the leaf-littered ground. With eyes that pierce the gloom, it stalks roe deer and hares, relying on patience and precision. Every movement is calculated, every step a silent promise of survival. Across the African savanna, the spotted hyena emerges from its den. Often misunderstood, these cunning hunters possess powerful jaws and unmatched endurance. Under the silver glow of the moon, hyenas coordinate in matriarchal clans, communicating with haunting whoops and cackles. Together they outwit even the most formidable prey, proving that intelligence and teamwork are as vital as raw power. Deep within the Amazon rainforest, the jaguar slips through tangled undergrowth. Its golden eyes reflect the stars as it patrols riverbanks and game trails. The jaguar's bite, the strongest of all big cats, allows it to hunt armored prey, caiman and capybara, by the water's edge. Each kill is swift, silent, and unseen. In the frigid Arctic night, the snowy owl takes flight. Its wings, lined with downy feathers, make no sound as it glides over the tundra. Below, lemmings and voles scurry through snow tunnels, unaware of the predator above. The owl's gaze is unblinking, and a single silent strike ensures a meal in the endless twilight. Even in the heart of the world's oceans, nightfall brings its own hunters. The giant squid ascends from the depths, tentacles undulating in the blackness. Lanternfish shimmer in silent schools, their bioluminescence a signal and a lure for predators lurking in the abyss. These nocturnal hunters shape their environments as surely as their daytime counterparts. They keep populations in balance, remove the weak and the sick, and ensure the resilience of their ecosystems. Their senses are finely tuned to the mysteries of the night, a world of whispers, scents, and shadows. Yet their lives remain largely unseen, their stories written in paw prints, feathers, and fleeting glimpses beneath the stars. To witness the secret world of Nightfall's silent hunters is to glimpse the wild at its most enigmatic, where survival depends not on strength alone, but on adaptation, intelligence, and the timeless dance between predator and prey. In the darkness, the wild reveals its truest self, resilient, resourceful, and ever watchful. The story continues long after the sun has set. Beneath the surface of the world's rivers, a silent drama unfolds, one shaped by ancient instincts, fleeting opportunities, and the relentless current. Here, predator and prey are locked in a perpetual contest, each shaping the other's fate in ways both subtle and profound. Along the muddy banks of the Amazon, the electric hum of anticipation fills the water. Piranhas, infamous for their razor-sharp teeth, patrol in swirling schools, their movements synchronized and swift. But the river is not theirs alone. Giant river otters, agile and intelligent, slice through the water with playful grace. Their keen eyesight and coordinated hunting tactics allow them to outmaneuver the piranhas, snatching fish with remarkable precision. Every encounter is a test of speed and strategy, where hesitation can mean the difference between feast and famine. In the shadowy depths, armored catfish glide quietly, relying on bony plates to shield them from attacks. Their nocturnal habits and bottom-feeding lifestyle make them elusive targets, but not invincible. The stealthy caiman lurks at the water's edge, eyes just above the surface, waiting for the perfect moment to strike. With explosive speed, it lunges, snapping up the unwary, an apex predator in a world where caution is everything. Across continents in the rivers of North America, another rivalry plays out. The brook trout, adorned in vibrant spots, darts among rocks and fallen branches. It is constantly on alert, for the shadow of the mink may appear at any moment. This lithe mammal, equally at home on land and in water, hunts with relentless curiosity. Its success depends on reading the currents, anticipating the trout's next move, and striking with lightning speed. In Africa's Okavango Delta, the drama is heightened by seasonal floods. Shoals of tilapia scatter through the reeds, pursued by the cunning African fish eagle. With sharp talons and unmatched vision, the eagle swoops down, plucking fish from the water's surface in a display of power and precision. Below, crocodiles lie in wait, their patience measured in hours, not minutes. They are the silent arbiters of the river, their presence felt long before they are seen. These intricate relationships shape the health and diversity of river ecosystems. Prey species evolve to become faster, more elusive, and ever more vigilant. Predators adapt in turn, refining their senses and hunting techniques. The result is a delicate balance where population booms and crashes ripple through the food web, affecting creatures great and small. In this liquid world, survival is a matter of timing, adaptation, and the eternal interplay between hunter and hunted. The river's flow binds their destinies together, ensuring that every life, from the smallest minnow to the mightiest crocodile, plays a vital role in the ongoing story of nature's balance. Here, in the restless heart of the river, the dance of predator and prey never truly ends, each shaping the other, each ensuring the other's place in the ever-changing tapestry of life. In the world's deserts, where the sun reigns merciless and water is a treasure beyond price, survival is an art honed by millennia of adaptation. Here, life endures not in abundance, but in ingenuity, a realm where every heartbeat and every drop of moisture is hard-won. As dawn breaks across the Sahara, a fennec fox emerges from its burrow. Its oversized ears act as natural radiators, dissipating heat and amplifying the faintest rustle of prey beneath the sand. With silent steps, it hunts for insects and rodents, relying on the coolness of early morning to avoid the lethal midday blaze. Nearby, the sandfish skink glides just beneath the surface, swimming through dunes as effortlessly as a fish through water. Its smooth, reflective scales deflect the sun's rays, while its subterranean lifestyle grants refuge from predators and heat alike. Each flick of its tongue samples the air for the scent of ants or beetle larvae, precious sources of protein in a barren land. Overhead, the stoic silhouette of a lappet-faced vulture circles on rising thermals. Its enormous wings stretch wide to conserve energy, searching for signs of carrion. In a world where meals are rare, these scavengers are patient opportunists, able to digest even the toughest remains, thanks to powerful stomach acids. As temperatures soar, the Namib Desert's fog-basking beetle climbs to the crest of a dune. It angles its body to capture the morning mist, letting droplets condense and trickle down to its mouthparts, a living sculpture of survival in a place where rain may not fall for years. When night descends, the desert transforms again. The sidewinder rattlesnake emerges, its unique sideways motion leaving winding tracks across the cooling sand. This efficient movement minimizes contact with the scorching surface, conserving precious body moisture. With heat-sensing pits, it locates unsuspecting rodents, striking with precision honed by necessity. The kangaroo rat, master of the Mojave, ventures out under the cloak of darkness. It leaps great distances, evading predators and searching for seeds. Remarkably, it never needs to drink. Its kidneys reclaim nearly every drop of water from its food, a marvel of internal conservation. Each desert dweller is a testament to resilience, employing strategies as varied as the landscapes themselves. Whether by burrowing, basking, or scavenging, these animals have evolved to exploit every fleeting opportunity, turning adversity into advantage. In the harshest environments, life persists, resourceful, relentless, and ever adaptable. The desert's silence is not emptiness, but a quiet symphony of survival, echoing the ingenuity of those who call it home. Across the boundless skies, an ancient ritual unfolds with the changing of the seasons. Birds, masters of endurance and navigation, embark on epic journeys that span continents and oceans, guided by instincts honed over millennia. As dawn gilds the Arctic tundra, a dense flock of bar-tailed godwits rises in unison. Their destination, the distant coasts of New Zealand, a journey of over 7,000 miles, accomplished without a single stop. Each wingbeat is powered by fat reserves accumulated during the brief Arctic summer, and every mile brings new challenges, unpredictable storms, shifting winds, and the ever-present threat of predatory falcons. Far to the west, the skies above the Mediterranean become a living river of wings. Millions of European honey buzzards and white storks funnel through narrow mountain passes, tracing invisible highways that have guided their ancestors for generations. They ride thermals, conserving precious energy as they soar above deserts and seas, pausing only at green oases to rest and refuel. Precision and timing are everything. Arrive too soon, and food is scarce. Too late, and winter's grip closes in. In the Americas, the journey of the ruby-throated hummingbird is a feat of miniature endurance. Weighing less than a nickel, it launches from the Gulf Coast, crossing 500 miles of open water in a single relentless flight to reach Central America. Its heart races at over 1,000 beats per minute, wings a blur against the vast sky, each tiny life driven by the promise of blooming flowers and warmer days. Above the Indian Ocean, great flocks of Amur falcons trace a perilous path from eastern Asia to southern Africa. They brave typhoons and monsoon rains, pausing on remote islands to roost. Along the way, they navigate using an astonishing array of cues: polarized light, Earth's magnetic field, and the faint scent of distant land. As the seasons turn, these remarkable travelers reconnect distant ecosystems, carrying seeds, nutrients, and stories across the globe. Their migrations are not just journeys of survival, but vital threads that bind the world's wild places together. In the silent sweep of wings overhead, the resilience and unity of nature are written across the sky, a testament to the power of instinct, endurance, and the unbroken cycle of life. Beneath the world's towering forests, grassy plains, and rippling wetlands, an unseen multitude works tirelessly, shaping the very fabric of life on Earth. Insects, often overlooked and underestimated, are the silent architects of ecosystem balance. Their numbers dwarf all other animal life, and their roles are as diverse as the habitats they inhabit. In the leaf-littered shadows of a rainforest, an army of ants carves intricate tunnels, aerating the soil and recycling nutrients. Each grain of earth they move breathes life into the forest floor, making it fertile for new growth. Nearby, beetles, nature's relentless decomposers, break down fallen wood and decaying leaves, transforming death into sustenance for the living. Across sun-drenched meadows, bees and butterflies flit from flower to flower, orchestrating the pollination of countless plants. Their delicate flight ensures the reproduction of wildflowers, fruits, and crops, feeding not just themselves, but entire food webs. Without their tireless service, forests would thin and harvests would dwindle, echoing through every level of the ecosystem. As dusk settles over a winding river, dragonflies skim the surface, their jeweled wings flickering in the fading light. Each acrobatic twist and dive helps control populations of mosquitoes and other insects, maintaining a delicate equilibrium. In the shadows, dung beetles roll their precious cargo, burying waste and enriching the soil, quietly underpinning the health of grasslands and savannas. Even in the world's harshest deserts, insects are masters of adaptation. Desert locusts, guided by subtle shifts in humidity and wind, can transform from solitary wanderers to vast moving swarms, sometimes with devastating effect, but always as part of a natural cycle that has shaped landscapes for millennia. In every corner of the planet, insects connect the visible and invisible, the living and the dead. They are pollinators, predators, recyclers, and prey, integral to the survival of plants, animals, and entire ecosystems. In their tiny forms and tireless work, they hold the balance of nature, reminding us that even the smallest creatures can shape the destiny of the world. Beneath the shimmering surface of tropical seas lies a world as intricate and teeming as any rainforest, a realm sculpted from living stone, built by countless generations of tiny architects. Coral reefs, often called the rainforests of the ocean, stand as vibrant underwater cities, their towers and arches formed by the slow, patient labor of coral polyps. Each polyp, no larger than a grain of rice, secretes a limestone skeleton, joining its neighbors to create sprawling colonies that can stretch for miles. Within these colorful labyrinths, life flourishes in dazzling variety. Slender butterfly fish weave between branching corals, their scales flashing like stained glass in the sunlight. Clownfish nestle among the stinging tentacles of anemones, safe from predators by a unique natural alliance. Parrotfish, with beaks of living bone, graze on algae and coral, their feeding shaping the very contours of the reef and producing the fine sand that forms tropical beaches. In the shadows, moray eels peer from crevices, their sinuous bodies hidden until nightfall stirs them to hunt. Octopuses, masters of disguise, melt into the reef's textures and colors, vanishing before the eyes of curious hunters. Camouflaged scorpionfish lie in wait, their spiny forms indistinguishable from the corals around them. Above, clouds of anthias and damselfish dart in coordinated bursts, feeding on drifting plankton. Even the coral itself is alive with microscopic algae locked in a delicate partnership, each providing the other with energy and life. This symbiosis powers the reef, fueling a food web that supports everything from tiny shrimp to patrolling reef sharks. Every inch of this ecosystem is a battleground and a sanctuary. Territories fiercely defended, partnerships forged in survival, and lives intertwined in a delicate balance. Yet despite their resilience, coral reefs are fragile. Temperature shifts, acidifying waters, and pollution threaten their foundations, placing these underwater worlds at risk. But for now, the coral cities pulse with life, their inhabitants weaving a tapestry of color and movement unmatched anywhere on Earth. Here, the drama of survival plays out in silence and splendor, a testament to the complexity and beauty of nature's most intricate creations.